Do it.
Welcome back, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanksgiving is coming by the time this airs, and we wanted to take some time today to lead with gratitude first before we get into what it's like to have a hearing loss and navigate Thanksgiving dinner. And then we have a little fun thing for our friends with hearing loss to do during the Thanksgiving holiday, so we will get into that next. Yes. So I think we just trade off talking about things we're grateful for. Yeah. I'm going to start, and you're going to laugh, and that's just too bad, but I am very grateful for cherry chapstick.
We all have silly things we're grateful for.
It's not silly. It's a
fundamental
part of my operating system on a daily basis through the entire year. I cannot live without it. More than my hearing aid batteries. I have 3 cherry chapsticks on my nightstand right now. I counted last night. I have 1 in my desk drawer. I have 2 at work.
God, they are like batteries.
1 in every pocketbook. Oh my God, like I can't live without it. My car, my tailgate stuff, school bag. Yeah, everywhere. And then I buy them in bulk, so I have extras when I run out. And my school roommate, my teacher roommate at work, for Christmas, she brought me like a bulk pack of chapstick. It's the best thing ever. So I tried the strawberry flavor recently.
Okay, not the same.
Doesn't have the same glide as the cherry.
Wait, so it's not even the taste or the flavor that's not the same?
Something about it. There's a little bit of hint to it. But the way it goes on thick and smooth, and the strawberry is like more slippery. And then the original black tube of chapstick is like too petroleum-y. I'm going to get you a tube of cherry chapstick. It's going to be a life changer, Brad. So that is one thing that I am filled with gratitude for. And I love that you're the one falling apart right now, because usually this is me getting fit of hysterics in the episode. So there you go.
My brain is broken. I can't go on. It's all you. I don't think I've ever thought this much about chapstick. Oh, no, that's not entirely true. What?
I have bulk. You know what? Before you go home tonight, I'm giving you cherry chapstick. Okay. That's going to be your homework.
You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to check the ingredients, because I learned the hard way that some chapsticks have soybean oil.
I didn't even think of that. My cherry chapstick won't fail you.
We'll see what happens. I'll report back after I'll report back.
I'm telling you.
So I can't. So like most of my gratitude things are serious, but like I'll do something simple because of the time of year we have. So I am thankful for Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I wait all year for this.
You do.
I do, and it pisses me off that it starts. Ooh, is that swearing? Do we need to put like expletive now? Anyway.
If my mouth pisses you off, it's going to be the thing that's going to upset the audience. You're amazing, the things I haven't said in the recording.
It's true. Anyway, so it pisses me off that the fall season starts in August. And so it's too damn hot.
Why does that make you angry?
Because it's too hot to drink it.
I thought you would be excited to have
I can't drink it. It's too hot. So I lose a month. So I can only do it in September and October. And I do usually buy like a 12-pack at the end of October and keep it for the winter, and I'll pull one out.
So it's not too cold to drink the Oktoberfest.
Correct. So yes,
it's too hot.
It's weird. Yeah,
and I don't like me about my cherry chapstick.
Yeah, well, that's why I had to do that too, because we're both.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
A little nuts. All right, so the next thing
that
I'm super filled with gratitude for is that my hearing has been decreasing since diagnosis when I was 4 years old, 3.5, 4. I'm very grateful that even though it continues to go, and we're running out of lines on the paper of the audiogram, not a whole lot more to lose.
Think outside the box.
I'm very grateful that it's still staying steady enough that I still benefit from hearing aids. So I'm not at a point yet where I'm completely silent. So for that, I'm very, very, very grateful. As hard as it is, and it is hard to accept that it's a degenerative condition, that it's not curable, it's not going to be reversed, that every night when I go to bed, I'm like, well, I'm hearing it as good as I'm ever going to hear in this moment, because it's not going to get any better. Very grateful that I'm still in a position to function as well as I do and get so much from the world that I can with technology.
That's great. Yeah, it's a good time this is a good time to be living with hearing loss, for sure. So I'm thankful that I got a scholarship in order to go to the HLA convention.
That's right.
And I wouldn't have been able to afford.
Awesome.
I had personal things going on that I would not have been able to afford to go to this. And it was life-changing. It was just, I met so many good people. I made so many connections. I learned so much. I was really grateful that I was able to get
that. Was really life-changing for you.
Yeah,
it really was. And it's continued to kind of enrich your life in many
ways.
This
partnership was born from it because I was more open about it and like leaning into it, and also because I am who I am, I want to help, and so like that gave me the tools to help, and so I'm grateful for that. So what do you got next?
I have to shout out my family, my friends, my husband, my dog. I'm so lucky to have so many people that support me. Just in my life, people I have fun with, people that I care about. And also I have so many people that are understanding and accommodate my hearing loss. I'm very lucky that I have people that love me enough to want to repeat and rephrase things and be patient with me and, not get frustrated if captions are on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you everybody that does that out of your love for me. I imagine it gets really annoying really fast. But I can't, that might not be the thing that annoys them.
Yeah, well, could be the chapstick.
Could be. You're up.
And believe it or not, I'm thankful for this partnership. I really am. I am. I think that it's been fantastic. I never saw myself on camera, and that's why I usually like reading something and doing the technology things, because that's where I feel comfortable. But like in speaking in front of people, I've been a librarian for 10 years, and I put on like 10 different classes between tech helps and tech classes, and I get nervous before every single time. Every single time. I just don't like talking in front of people, or even if it's just like one-on-one. And so technology, the fact that I'm talking to everyone out there, the technology gives me a barrier. But every time we record, I get nervous.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Still?
Still.
Even with me?
Even with you, but like that, I know I can do it because of you, and that's why I'm so proud.
God.
I think we have opportunity to help a lot of people, and so I'm grateful that you can get me out there.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. You were my last item on my list.
I'm last?
So I'm skipping over
Okay.
my other one. But I'm very thankful for our collaboration and our friendship and going along with every harebrained idea I've come up with so far, and still speaking to me after being out in the rain. And actually, I have a present for you that goes back to our rain escapades.
Oh, she's really...
I have a little... This is my please forgive me present, and I can't promise I'm never going to do something like this again.
I would expect no less.
It's my gift for you.
Oh my God.
It's a new hearing aid case that's waterproof.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's waterproof. It has our yin and yang on it.
You see?
Look at it. So cute. And read the back.
Oh. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's really nice. Oh. So I did not know this was coming, so...
Surprise.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So thank you for being you.
Of course.
High five.
High
Awesome
five.
collaboration.
High five.
We're the best.
Oh, whose turn is it now?
You.
Mine? Okay. I love my job. So I gave up tens of thousands of dollars a year to become a librarian, and I still love it.
More noble than me.
I never said I was normal.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love being able to demystify technology.
Mm-hmm.
I have, it's so rewarding to have people come in and be able to really help them, because you can't get through life anymore without technology. A lot of the patrons that I help are elderly, a lot of retired people, but not always that age. I've helped people in their 20s, and it's all about exposure and access to technology. And if you don't have it, you can't learn it. But a lot of the people live decades without having to do technology, and now the world is run by technology. And so I love being able to be a resource for people who need it.
It's cool. Well, my final item, Coach Bill O'Brien of the Boston College Football Eagles.
Nice.
You know how happy this makes me. Hopefully I'm not cursing the season, because this is airing a few games from now. But as of right now, in this moment, we are 4-1 playing Virginia in a couple of days. And I just think I'm going to be in Charlotte for the ACC Championship in December. I'm telling you it's going to happen.
You heard it here first. I don't know what time you're watching this.
I probably just cursed the entire thing, and we're going to go on to
Knock
every
on
game we play from now until November 30th. But right now, Bill O'Brien, awesome addition to the Heights, and we're having a great season so far, knock wood.
So my last one is the linear. So a couple episodes from now, we're going to talk about my tinnitus, or just tinnitus in general. And it was close to being debilitating, and this is a device that has helped it significantly, and I'll talk more about it when we get to that point.
Really cool. I definitely hope everybody tunes in for that one.
It's so expensive, but it was just FDA approved last year, and so hopefully over time there'll be competitors in the market, and it'll bring it down. But like, it's still bad at times now, but instead of being constant, and so I used to have like 3 or 4 different sounds between my 2 ears constantly, and it could be distracting, and I could have trouble sleeping. But since I've been using the linear since January, it's really helped.
Really cool.
And I think that it's really, because I hinted at earlier, I'm going through some things personally, and I can't imagine where my tinnitus would be, because tinnitus is made worse by stress, and I've had a lot of things to be stressed about, including this partnership.
Including the person sitting next to you.
No, but I'm thankful for that. So tune in a couple of weeks when I talk about that, because if you have tinnitus, it's something to look for. So.
Tinnitus is probably preferable than listening to me.
Sometimes.
Squawking all the time. Oh, God.
All right, so that's the gratefulness, yeah?
So now holiday dinners. Oh, God, please. It is brutal. Like when you're in a big crowd and there's a lot of crosstalk. We've talked about that before. It's hard to follow conversations. Mm-hmm. You're with voices and speech patterns that you're not necessarily familiar with, because it might be people you only see a couple of times a year. Mm-hmm. It can get really overwhelming really fast. And that's coming from me, who is the center of the party most of the time. And you wouldn't think that would be something that would stress me out. I find it super stressful.
It's hard. It's
hard. And then positioning, because we host. So I have to be on either end of the table or sitting somewhere where it's easy for me to jump up and go get things and then come back to the table. So I can't really put myself in a preferred spot to follow conversation. And then there's so many people that I can't just stay with a couple of people I really want to.
You float.
I have to float, so it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't. So we have smaller. So my family's a lot smaller than yours, but most families are. So it's a smaller gathering. So we usually barely hit. I don't think we hit a dozen people. So it's really small. Yeah, it's really small.
We average about 30.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but it's still challenging. Anytime you have so like for me, like holidays, like Turkey Day here is more like just eating out with somebody, right? Because you have more people, multiple conversations. Usually we're at like my mom's house or something, and so it's quiet enough there. But it's challenging when you have multiple people around the table talking at once, and so crosstalk is definitely there. You must have a background, know a lot more things going on behind the scenes here. We don't have that.
We run the table from this end of the dining room down, and then we go through the living room on the other side. Okay. So it's constant motion, noise, and forks and knives clanging, and shouting, dogs, and it's a lot. Yeah. It's a rare occasion where I feel really overwhelmed and just want to go and just take my hearing aids out and be quiet for a little bit. It's rare that I feel that way.
Yep.
But Thanksgiving is one of those times.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. So to make it fun.
Yes.
Because I thought this just came to me. I thought this would be hysterical.
Yeah.
If you are someone with a hearing loss and you're going to a holiday dinner, it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving, but we just made it for Thanksgiving to keep with the theme. I'm going to screen share with you a little secret bingo board that you can have on your phone to entertain yourself. So you can sit there and check off every time one of these things happens to you. So I'm going to go through them. You ready?
Yeah.
So the first one, if somebody asks you if you've ever seen the movie Children of a Lesser God or the movie Coda, because clearly that's the only deaf representation in Hollywood we have, you can check off that box.
Yes.
You can wait for the person that decides to over-enunciate every single word they speak, because clearly you can't follow normal speech.
Right.
Or you're seated at the worst seat at the table, you can't hear a thing, and you have to try and lip read and bob and weave, but you're at a bad lip read angle. Check that off. One of my personal favorites that I've had said to me more than once in my life is, but you hear everything I say. It's stated after I kind of express how hard it is to hear. Could you please repeat that? But you hear everything I say. Do I? I don't know what I'm missing. Okay. Another one that really gets me going is when someone decides to tell you in the best of intentions, you're such an inspiration. You've really overcome your disability. Ooh. Really? Have I? Because last time I checked, I still can't hear. But okay, we'll let you live in your little fantasy land over there. When someone at the table starts to yell the conversation, instead of speaking clearly, we're just going to go right for over-amplification. Yep. Insulting. Don't do that. I get asked this all the time from small children. What are those things in your ears? So just wait for, the weird cousin's little kid that you see like once a year to come up and drop that on you.
Free space. Turkey.
The uncomfortable thing we've all been in is when somebody asks you a question. You probably don't know they're even asking you a question. And the whole table stops and looks at you.
Oh, God, it's the worst.
And now you feel like an animal in the zoo, right? You're like, hey, what happens now? One of my favorites, because I it amazes me when someone either finds out you have a hearing loss. Usually when they first find out.
Yeah.
Because I think people get nervous. Because it's like, oh God, disabled person. What do I do? And they have to follow it up with something along these lines. Because they're uncomfortable.
Yes.
Oh, my cousin's stepson's neighbor is deaf. Do you know them? Do you know how many times I've wanted to say, yes, we sit together as a support group and we share an oatmeal raisin cookie every Tuesday night at the meeting. It's just, oh my God. Okay.
What else we got here?
Now this is a big one that's going to get Brad going.
Yeah.
Because it's coming. Oh. You know it's coming this holiday season. You just text me when this happens if we're not in the same place. Someone is going to start expounding on the benefits of over-the-counter hearing aids. You want to see us go on a rant? Bring that
dangerous.
Up. It is so dangerous and so unnecessary and so misinformed.
Oh, yeah.
But somebody somewhere is going to come at us. Why are you going to the LEL? Just spending all that money. You just go to Costco, get over-the-counter hearing aid.
And you know, I hate that there's going to be people who need hearing aids to get some of this crap, and they're going to say hearing aids don't work for me, and they're not going to get it.
I don't know where I lost them. They're in a kitchen drawer. They suck. How do you deal with this? Whatever, right?
Exactly. Anyway, that's a topic for another episode.
The rants. Your batteries are not of power, or if you have rechargeable hearing aids, you're going to lose the charge at dinner. I'm sorry to tell you that. There's something else you're going to check off on your board. Going along with the over-the-counter is someone who clearly knows more than we do.
Of course.
The audiologists just want to sell you something. Oh, all right. That's why.
Sure.
Yep. Okay. Great. Snake oil salesmen, those audiologists. This has happened to me before, and it's happened to you. Somebody decides to test how well you lip read, where they start speaking at you without sound, and it's like, really?
Usually,
for you.
Usually, my sister does it.
Yeah, like the sibling does it, like you know it's coming. But I've had people do that, like, oh, okay.
That's brutal. That's obnoxious.
Get away from me. And then somebody decides to tell you, I know sign language, and start awkwardly signing their name at you, like Coco the gorilla. Remember Coco the gorilla? Okay, that's what it feels like. I look at these people and I'm like, do you want a cookie? What can I do for you? Why are you showing me this party trick?
I can use a cookie.
I know, I have cookies for you.
Oh, nice.
But it's like, what is happening? Yes. So that's going to be my entertainment this Thanksgiving. Even with my own family and friends, I'm going to sit here and go, how many of these are happening?
We'll paste a link to that in this description, and I think it should be coming out before Thanksgiving, so you'll be able to print it out or bring it up on your phone.
Save it on your phone, have a little fun for yourself, because we all know it's going to be a little stressful, but if we can make it more fun, we will.
Marvelous. All right, so for the book recommendations, we're going to put a twist a little bit on it, and we decided to talk about authors that we're grateful for. So not just not books, but authors. Mm-hmm. And so you want to go first?
I do.
Go first. She's got a stack here.
I'm trying to hold this.
Yeah, straight there. There's the camera there.
Can you hold those?
Yep, sure.
Hold that.
Yep.
This guy.
Yes.
Tomie diPaola. Oh my God. He's just like number one of my absolute authors that I'm so grateful for. So grateful that I lived at the time that he was with us. Yes. He's just amazing. And I have so many of his books, and I just picked out a couple to bring with my absolute favorite.
Yep.
Brad is buried in my pile.
I'm buried him.
Dragon Owner.
Oh, that's such a good book.
Grandmother Witch.
Mm-hmm.
I just identify her with on a visceral level as a little Italian lady myself that makes too much pasta and feeds everybody. She's just fabulous, and all of his stuff, his artwork, his stories, he's kept alive a lot of Italian folklore that would have gotten lost through his work, and he's just amazing. And I just love him so much. And I was very sad when he passed away, but his legacy lives on, and I think I'm close to owning all of his books.
Are you?
This is just a small little selection, and I have a ton at school too.
That's awesome.
The goal is to have the whole pile.
Worthy goal.
It is worthy goal. It's amazing. So that's one of mine.
So my first author goes in the exact opposite direction. So the first author I'm grateful for is Raymond Chandler. I love his books. He's a poet for the hard-boiled style. Mm-hmm. He is an asshole.
What does that mean, hard-boiled style? Can you explain to the
people? So it's like the world is horrible and everyone is corrupt, and like the city becomes like a character almost, but the detective...
Like a noir style?
Yeah, it's noir. Okay. So noir is the French take on it.
Okay, got it.
But it's like, so the one thing that Chandler did is Philip Marlowe, his detective, was one of the few noir detectives that actually had integrity. and so like he would never take money if he didn't do the job.
Even though the author himself sounds a little
The author was homophobic, misogynist, racist, any of the is. He was that. And he was just a horrible, deplorable little man. And so he was the author that taught me to separate the art from the artist. I love his books. I have everything he's ever written. I have 2 in the collections.
That's a conflict.
It's such a conflict.
Yeah.
So like I started reading him when I first started reading about racism and anti-racism and all that kind of stuff. And so I struggled for years with it because his writing skill is undeniable. It is
Right.
he's like the way he has with words is just phenomenal. But like he's such a horrible human being. I mean, he's been dead for years, but he's such a horrible human being. So like, how do I want to justify reading his work? But there is that there's that separation between the art from the artist. And the equivalent.
And that's a very personal choice. Right?
Absolutely.
Like
So I'm not going to say you have to do it.
It's
But
just fascinating that he wrote about it. His character was so well written and someone that was
just fantastic.
empathetic.
It maybe like he probably has self-loathing because there's been, I've read a couple biographies on him as well, and they're pretty sure that he was gay. But he was homophobic. So like there's that trope where you have the self-loathing person who's so deep in the closet, they're a horrible person. So I'm sure some.
What was the time period that he was alive?
So The Big Sleep is his first one, was published in 1939.
Wow.
He was writing short
So he
stories
was
before that.
very way before Stonewall and kind of things.
Yeah, he died in the
they are now.
50s, the late 50s, and so
Sounds like a tortured soul. Not that
yeah, excuses
justifies
it. No,
excuses
absolutely
anything,
not.
but
like
that's
it
too
gives
bad.
you a reason. So like I just value him so much because his writing style is something that I admire, but he was a very bad person. So I don't know. So let's lighten things up a little. Julie, help us out.
Oh my god! So my second one again. This goes back to childhood. Richard Scarry. Oh, I love him so much. His artwork is just so charming and sweet. I mean, you just look at it, and everything has
great.
words. I'm trying to find a good little sample page here. And here we go. It's like the Mother Goose nursery rhymes and his little drawings of his animals, and his books always had extra words in it and labels, and he was way ahead of his time in terms of teaching early literacy and using all of that rich language for kids to help them kind of learn and develop. And I just love him so much. I just love it. So this is a nice little sentimental, nostalgic thing. This was my book when I was a kid, and I've kept it all these years.
I was going to say, that's well loved.
Yeah, so which is scary, it's on my list for sure. Yeah.
So my next author is Agatha Christie. So
I've never read anything by her.
Oh, fantastic! Start with the murder of Roger Ackroyd.
Okay.
Start with that one. She's just so fantastic. She at a certain point in time, she was the second widely read author in history, behind only the Bible.
Really?
She has sold more copies of her books than anything but
I
the
gotta give her
Bible.
a try then. I've never.
She's
done
just fantastic. So she was writing again in like the late 1800s and early up into World War. So she evolved over time as well. But like I love mystery. I'm more of a sci-fi guy, but like there's a comfort to Agatha Christie. I love Hercule Poirot, her biggest author. Miss Marple is great too. So like she's just fantastic, and she's what most mystery authors try to emulate. So I just love her stuff.
You've been on a mystery kick lately.
I have been.
Yeah.
I go on kicks.
You go on kicks. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. What's your last one?
E.B. White.
Nice.
I mean, we knew it was going to come back to show.
Of course.
My favorite book of all time. I mean, just what can I say about E.B. White? What can I say about E.B. White? He absolutely understood nature and animals and truly believed that they do communicate with us and they talk and have their own little personalities. And I 100% believe that and agree with him. And just Charlotte's Web was and continues to be my favorite book. I mean, I quote it all the time. I think I quoted you not too long ago, and I was like, "What a gamble friendship is!" Looking at me, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
E.B. White, he doesn't need any further explanation.
It really doesn't. So my last one is James Baldwin. So kind of sums up my reading and gender. So like I have a racist as one of mine and a gay black activist as another one. That's kind of me in a nutshell. But again, his writing style, he is so powerful Such a master.
You
of words.
recommended a book of his early on, I think.
Yeah, I think the first one. So it really interesting. This was completely unintentional. So the first episode that we released was August 2nd, and I recommended The Fire Next Time.
Yeah.
Which, fantastic book. But do you know what August 2nd is? James Baldwin's birthday.
That's creepy.
Really creepy.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Creepy cool, though.
But yeah, so he's fantastic. Pick up The Fire Next Time. I do like his nonfiction more than his fiction, because sometimes he can get a little his style runs away from him, for me anyway, in some of his fiction books. But his writing style is phenomenal, and it's long-winded with short phrases. So like he could have a really long sentence, but the way he words it, you don't realize it's a long sentence. So it's like a lot of commas in like phrases and phrases. It's kind of the way he speaks. He writes the way he speaks, and he was an awesome speaker too.
I knew of him. I have not read much by him, but
give it a shot.
Inspired me again. I kind of just dive back into that.
So now let's do a little something less serious.
Yep.
And so, favorite side dish of Thanksgiving?
Stuffing.
Same. Yeah, same.
Stuffing.
I love stuffing.
My Grammy's stuffing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's super simple. No meat in it. I hate meat. And I can't deal with stuffing in the bird. I think that is just disgusting.
Yeah.
Here's the dead carcass. Let's shove some food inside of it and hope that we don't get food poisoning from it.
It is called stuffing, right?
I like it in the pan. I can't deal. Do you like meat in your stuffing?
No.
Yeah, no, because it's got to be basic.
Just
vegetables,
the corn
broth,
or whatever, bread.
Just don't mess with it. So I have to, sorry, Dad, I have to tell the story. So years ago, Thanksgiving, we had friends here that were vegan and looking for options of side dishes to eat, because clearly they couldn't have turkey. My father very helpfully says, "Oh, you can have stuffing." And one of the guests said, "Oh, well, there's chicken broth in it." My father, completely best of intentions, totally serious, goes, "Well, yeah, but it's organic chicken broth."
Thanks, Dad.
They very politely declined, and that has become part of the DiMaggio family Thanksgiving lore. I think that story gets told every year. So, but other than that, even though it's organic chicken broth, the vegans will not be partaking. It is excellent. So I'll have to save you some this
Please
year.
do.
It's really good. So that's my favorite.
Fantastic.
Shocking, we have the same thing.
I know, really?
Yeah.
When does that happen?
What are the odds that we have something in common? So that's it.
Yeah, so let us know what your favorite side dish is. And I know Tom's is going to be all of them, but everybody else. Let us know what your favorite side dish is, and if you have any authors that you want to brag about or boost their reputation, please comment that as well.
And anything you're grateful for, like us,
please.
Grateful for us.
Yeah,
We'd
for
love
us,
to hear.
us,
Tell us how
us,
wonderful we are. There we go. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for joining us as always, and we are grateful for you, our audience of 5 people that watch us, maybe
6.
maybe 6. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.